years old. I'm the founder of tennisforkids.com. And if you like this video, don't forget to smash the like button and share this video with as many people as you can. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do it. And press the notification bell too so that you won't miss any of my videos. So without any delay, let's get started. And today, first of all, today we are going to do, so this is the classes video. So today we are going to do classes. We are going to do 3 chapters. There will be no part 2. This is only the part. There's only part 1, no part 2 and all. Okay, so today we are going to do classes and understand what a class is, how to use them and all that stuff. So I'm very excited for this. Are you? Let's get started. Dab. So JavaScript classes. ECMA script 2015, also known as ES6. So ECMA script 2015, also known as ES6, introduced the JavaScript classes. So the second main revision is ES6, introduced JavaScript classes. JavaScript classes are templates for JavaScript objects. Okay, so JavaScript classes are templates for JavaScript objects. So if you haven't seen my ES6 video, do check it out. It is very informative. So like basically you think of like a class is a cookie cutter, and using that class you are making objects. So like you are using that class, you are making cookies. So like of different shapes like stars and all. So like the cookie cutter is template for cookies, and so like a class is like a cookie cutter and objects are like cookies. Okay. JavaScript class syntax. So now let's see what is the syntax of classes. Okay. So use the keyword class to create a class. So you will have to use the keyword class to create a class. Always add a method named constructor. So you should always add a method named constructor. What is a constructor method? A constructor method runs whenever a new object of the class has been made. Okay, so like in the constructor you define properties. So like you initialize properties in it. Okay, so the syntax is like this: class and whatever the class name you want, and then the constructor method. So example is class car. So you create a class car and you make a constructor method. So this constructor method runs whenever you make an object of the class. Okay, and name and year you are passing it. So like when we are making the object of the class, we would have to do it like when we are making an object, we would have to do it like new car, and in that we would have to pass the name and the year. Okay, because this runs itself, and whatever we pass in the car, so like new car and bracket parentheses, and then we have to pass. So I'll just show you so like here this was the name and year, and over here whenever you are creating the object of the class, you have to pass it whatever you are asking in the constructor method. So you are asking the name and year in the constructor method, so you pass them when you are creating a new object of the class. Okay, and in this you are creating a this.name. So you're creating a name property, and its value is whatever we pass the name that we pass, and this.year similarly, and its value is whatever the year has been passed. So the example above creates a class named class. So as we saw, this example creates a class named class. Okay, class named car, not class, car. The class has 2 initial properties. So this class has 2 initial properties: name and year. A JavaScript class is not an object. So the JavaScript class is not an object. It is a template for JavaScript objects. So don't mix classes with objects. Okay, because classes are a template. So you remember the example of a cookie cutter. Classes are like a cookie cutter, and objects are like cookies. The cookies that are made from the cookie cutter. Okay. Okay. So using a class. So how to use a class? When you have a class, so like here we have a class. Like here we have a class now. When you have a class, so we had a class, you can use the class to create objects. So we can use that class to make objects of it. So like here, what we are doing, we are creating the class, okay, and then we are creating a new object, my car, and in that we are doing new car, so it is making a new object of the car, and we are passing it Ford and 2014. So the name's value will be Ford and the year's value will be 2014, and then we are printing my car.name. So like this refers to the my car object, okay. So my car.name, okay, plus space plus my car.year. So my car.name is this name and its value is Ford, that's why Ford is coming. And my car.year, it is the year is 2014. We have passed 2014, that's why 2014 is coming. Okay. The example above uses the car class to create two car objects. So this example above uses the car class. So it uses the car class to create two car objects. So it is creating two car objects, my car 1 and my car 2. But when we run this, it is only creating one object, but in this it is showing two objects. Okay. So the constructor method is called automatically when a new object is created. So I told you that the constructor method is called automatically when the new object is created. Now we are basically, what is a constructor method? We are going to see this. The constructor method is a special method. So this constructor method is a special method. It has to have the exact name constructor. If you like have a single mistake in the name, so like if you give like e over here or what a type of mistake it is, if it is not constructor, then it would not be automatically called. It is executed automatically when a new object is created. So it is executed automatically when a new object is created. It is used to initialize object properties. So whatever the object properties are, it is used to initialize them. Okay. If you do not define a constructor method, JavaScript will add an empty constructor method. So there always have to be a constructor method. So like if you don't define the constructor method, JavaScript will define an empty constructor method. Okay. Now we are on class methods. We have seen constructor method, but how can we make methods of classes that we can run on the objects? Okay. Class methods are created with the same syntax as object methods. So like how like we create object methods, we create class methods. Okay, so we need class methods, we need them, else classes are of no use. Like if you have a class named cookie cutter, then you can have a shape method in it, and you can ask for an argument for like a shape. So if we pass circle, then a circle cookie will be created. If we pass star, then a star cookie will be created. So like this. Class methods are very important. So use the keyword class to create a class. So you need to, like we saw, we have to use the keyword class to create a class. Always add a constructor method. We have seen that also. Then add any number of methods. So then we can add any number of methods. Okay, so like constructor. So here we have the class, constructor, and then method 1, method 2, method 3. So this is the syntax. Create a class method named age that returns the car age. So let's see. Here we have a class. So like here we have a class car. In that we are creating constructor. This we are initializing two properties, name and year. Okay, and then we have a age method. In that we are taking out the date, and then we are doing return date dot get full year. So it will bring the current year minus this dot year minus whatever the user passes in the year part. Because like if he passes 2014, that means like at that year it has been bought. Okay, and like current year is 2021. So if we do 2021 minus 2014, so like it is like it would come 7 7 years. So it is 7 years old. My car is 7 years old. Okay, so you see how important, like this is a basic example, but like without object methods, sorry, without class methods, classes are nothing. So they are of no use. They're just junk without class methods. You can send parameters to class methods also. So like you can send parameters also to class methods. So like age x and return x minus this dot year. So now we have to pass the current year. So like here we are making a date, new date object, and in that like we are creating, like now we are creating a new like variable year. In that we are doing date dot get full year. So the current year will come, and we are creating a car object. We are passing for 2014, and then when we are calling age over here, we are passing year. Year's value is the current year, so current year will be passed, and from the current year this dot year's value will be subtracted, so 7 will come. Okay, browser support. Now we are on browser support. The following table defines the first browser versions with full support for classes in JavaScript. So Chrome 49 supported it in March 2016. Edge 12 supported it in July 2015. Firefox 46 supported it in March 2016. Safari 9 supported it in October 2015. And Opera 36 supported classes in March 2016. So Chrome 49, Firefox 45, and Opera 36, all of these web browsers supported it in March 2016. But Edge 12 and Safari 9 were the earliest browsers to support classes. Okay, now we are on usestrict. So usestrict, the syntax in classes must be written in strict mode. So the syntax in classes must be written in strict mode. I suggest all your code should be of strict mode. Okay, you will get an error if you do not follow the strict mode rules. Okay, so the strict mode, one of the main strict mode rules that we observe a lot is that you cannot define unexpected global variables. How you define unexpected global variables? Like if you like define a like variable inside a function, uh, like without the var keyword or without the let keyword or without the constant keyword. Okay, uh, so it would be like it would be a global variable, though you would be like thinking it is a local variable, and that can cause issues that you will not be able to figure out for a long time. Okay, so always use strict mode. It will give an error if you try to define a variable without the var keyword, constant keyword, or the let keyword. Okay, the syntax in classes must be written in strict mode. You will get an error if you don't follow the strict mode rules. In strict mode, you will get an error if you use a variable without declaring it. So you always have to declare the variable first. Like if you try to do like directly date equals to new date, this will not work in strict mode. It will work in non-strict mode, but it will not work in strict mode. Okay, you will give let over here, then it will work. This will work. Though it is in strict mode, it will work. In non-strict mode also it will work. And then it is returning date.get full year minus this dot year. So if you haven't seen my strict mode video yet, do check it out. It is very informative. I'm telling you, it is very informative. So now we are on class inheritance. Let's take a short break. Like 30 seconds is enough. We have done like the intro chapter was the longest chapter. So like it was like we have almost done two-thirds of the video. Ooh, yeah. Round and round and round. Okay, it's feeling good. Ooh. Okay, JavaScript class inheritance. So now we have come to class inheritance. To create a class inheritance, use the extends keyword. So if you want to inherit a class from another class, use the extends keyword. A class created with a class inheritance inherits all the methods from another class. So like if you inherit a model class from a car class, then all the methods of the car class and all the properties of the car class will uh, come in so like all the methods of the car class will come in the model class also. Okay, so create a class named model which will inherit the methods from a car class. So here we have a car class, and in that we are creating a method present. So I have a this.car name. So whatever the car name will be, over here it will come. And then we are creating a class model, and it extends from car. So all the methods of the car class are coming in it. In that we are creating a constructor. In that we want a like argument brand, and then mod short for model. And then we are doing super brand. So what this is, that it is called, using the super method we are calling the inherited class. So like the car classes constructor method, and we are passing it whatever the argument brand's value is. Okay, and this dot model equals to mod. And then we are doing show this dot present. So as I told you, that when we inherit, all the methods of the car class will also come to the model. So like present was a method of the car class, but it is a method of the model class also, because we inherited the model class from car. So we are doing this dot present. So it will come I have a, and like whatever the car name will be passed, brand will be passed, uh, uh, and then it is a plus this dot model. Okay, so it would come if like we are passing Ford and Mustang. So it will come. So I have a Ford, and it is it is a Mustang. So I'll explain you why it is coming like this. So like you see, we are doing super brand. So we are passing this we are passing this the car name's value will be the past brand, and here the brand is Ford. So Ford is coming over here. So I have a Ford will come, and then comma it is a this dot model, what Mustang we are passing as model. So so it will come like I have a Ford and it is a Mustang. Okay. The super method refers to the parent class. So the super method refers to the parent class. By calling the super method in the constructor method, we call the parent's constructor. Parent is the car class. So the parent's constructor method and gets access to the parent's properties and methods. And we are getting access to the properties and methods. Inheritance is useful for code reusability, reuse properties and methods of an existing class when you create a new class. Okay, so this is how inheritance is useful. Ooh, now the crispy part of this video, getters and setters. So we always end up reaching getters and setters. So let's see what the getters and setters play in classes. Which role does getters and setters play in these classes? Classes are also allows you to get you to use getters and setters. Classes also allow you to use getters and setters. It can be smart to use getters and setters for your properties. So it can be a bit smart to use getters and setters for your properties, especially if you want to do something special with the value before returning them or before you set them. Especially when you want to do something special with the value before returning the value or before setting it. To add getters and setters in a class, use the get and set keyword. Okay. So create a getter and setter for car name property. So here we have a class car and here we are creating a car name property. Its value is the brand and get cnam. So we are creating a getter cnam. Okay, short for car name, and we are returning this dot car name. So like we could do something special with the car name. For instance, we wanted all letters capital to be returned when we are using the getter. So we could do two uppercase. Forward. So we are doing something special with the property before we are giving it, like before it is accessed. Okay, like we are we are doing something special with the value before returning it, right? So over here. Okay, and yeah, so this was it in like getters and setters. So like we don't need to give parentheses when we are accessing like getter, because like it is accessed as a normal property. Okay, so here we are creating a new car object and we are doing my car.cnam. So I did it two uppercase, that's why the Ford was coming in uppercase. Okay, not even if the getter is a method. So getter is a method, you do not use parentheses when you want to get the property value. So here I told you, you don't need to use parentheses over here. Okay, the name of the getter setter method cannot be the same as the name of the property. So that's why we give cnam over here, because the name of the getter and setter cannot be the same as the name of the property in this case car name. Okay, so it cannot be same as the name of any like a property name. So it cannot be car name because car name is a property. So many programmers use an underscore character before the property name. So before the property name, not before the getter, before the property name. Okay, because if they will create a getter, they will access the getter, not the property anymore. Okay. To separate the getter and setter from the actual property. So you can use the underscore character to separate the getter and setter from the actual property. So like this. So here you have given an underscore car name equals to brand, and then over here in the getter you are doing car name, and you are in that you are returning underscore car name, and you can access this getter now like my car dot car name without an underscore. Okay, you could have done like opposite also. So like you could have done like this, this property is this, and then you give like underscore over here, and then you don't give underscore over here, you give underscore over here, you don't give underscore over here, and then you give underscore over here. So it is the same thing. Okay, you give underscore in the getter or in the property, nothing matters. So to use a setter, use the same syntax as when you set a property value without parentheses. So like we have used getter. So now how to use setter? Use a setter to change the car name to Volvo. So like we are using the setter. So we are doing my car dot car name. So we are bringing the setter equals to Volvo. So we are setting its value to Volvo. Like it like passing it like, but we are using the property definition. The definition we use with properties, not the function definition. So we did it like this, but logically we are like passing Volvo to this. Okay, and like then we are printing car name, so Volvo will come. Okay, hoisting. Hoisting. Unlike functions and other JavaScript declarations, class declarations are not hoisted. So classes are not hoisted. That means that you must declare a class before you can use it. So you have to declare a class before you use it. Okay. So like if I comment this down over here, and like if I uncomment this, okay, and then if I like, it is giving us an error. Okay, you can't see it. Okay, but it is giving us an error. Okay, so yeah, you have understood it. So that means that you must declare a class before you can use it. Okay, note, for other declarations like functions, you will not get an error when you try to use it before it is declared. So you will not get an error when you try to like call a function before it is declared, because the default behavior of JavaScript declarations are hoisting, and hoisting means moving the declaration to the top. Okay, so if you haven't seen my hoisting video, do check it out. It's very interesting, very knowledgeable, and very fun. Okay, so you need to check that. And finally, we are on the last chapter of this video: static methods. Let's take a 15-second break. Yay, 15 seconds break. Ah, comfy, very comfy. Okay, I think the break has been finished, and okay. Let's start it once again. JavaScript static methods. Static class methods are defined on the class itself. Like they are defined on the class itself. You cannot call a static method on an object, only on an object class. So you can call a static method only on an object class. Okay, so here you have a class and you are creating a static method over here, and in that static method you are returning hello. So to call that static method, you will have to do car.hello. So the class name dot hello, not my car, the object dot hello, not the object dot hello. You have to do class name dot hello. Okay. So this is the specialty of like static methods. So you must have seen like we use math.floor, math.random. So math is basically a class. Okay, math is basically a class, and like this floor method and this seal method, they all are like static methods. So they all are static methods, and to call them you have to use the class. Okay, so like you have to do math.floor. Okay, so like you understood this. So but if we want to use this not name property, how would we use it? Because like if we try to like do this dot name over here now, this dot name, it would give car. It is giving car. I'll tell you why. I just forgot to tell you, but now I have done this, so I'm gonna tell you. So this is only applicable for static methods. So there's a predefined property in all the classes, like there's a name property predefined in all classes, and in that name property the name of the class gets stored. Okay, and like over here we are doing this dot name, so this class's name is coming, that is car. Okay, so as simple as that. So how can we access this name property now? So if you want to use the myCar object inside the static method, you can send it as a parameter. So you can access this name property like this also. So like here you have created the myCar object, and then you can pass the method myCar, so the object, and you are returning hello plus x dot name. In x the object is coming, so myCar dot name is this, myCar.name is this, so the value will come, hello Ford will come, because the value of this dot name x, like myCar.name's value is Ford, so Ford will come, hello Ford. Okay, and the chapter is finally finished, and the video is also finally finished. So thank you guys. If you like the video, don't forget to smash the like button and share this video with as many people as you can. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do it and press the notification bell too, so that you don't miss any of my updates, latest updates. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button. Bye, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep watching my videos. Dab!